based in a very emotional area, actually. I mean, we fly over all the cemeteries. Actually, when we fly home, we probably fly straight over Bangkok going home.
So very poignant.
It is.
Tony, thank you so much for seeing us on BBC Essex, and we can't wait for the display this afternoon.
Thank you very much, and it's totally a pleasure to be here again. You know, like, we love coming to Clacton.
Radio Airshow.
And Tony in the Bronco will follow our wonderful Rich Goodwin in his Pitt aircraft, that bright blue aircraft that's just snuck in from the right-hand side. It arrived with that wonderful that manoeuvre of it just sort of hanging in the sky, Sam Williams, as it drifted along from the Martello Tower end towards the pier.
Yes, he likes to make an entrance, doesn't he, Rich Goodwin, on arrival. That was the knife-edge pass. It's one of my firm favourites. We're going to be seeing some ultimate aerobatics now, with some twirling, some spinning, some rolling, plenty of G and high-energy fun. So get your cameras ready, because this is going to be an absolute delight. Into the vertical there. He's powered by a 6-cylinder, 8.5-litre Lycoming engine, producing over 300 horsepower. It has an excellent power-to-weight ratio. The aircraft is incredibly lightweight, weighing just 700 kilograms. And a top speed of over 200 miles an hour. Rich will be pulling G up to 6G minus 5 during the display. Now his aircraft is a GJ Pitt is the registration, and it's built from scratch. It took him around 4 years to build the aircraft, based on a Pitt's S2S fuselage, and it incorporates lots of tested modifications to the aircraft, not least a huge wing, a massive wing area, giving it a phenomenal roll rate, massive ailerons, and better low-speed handling. Now you'll see there that Rich is literally just pausing in the sky, going at 0 miles per hour, hanging the aircraft on the prop as he then tumbles down, gaining some airspeed, ready to pull into the next manoeuvre. He's got a phenomenal smoke system with the smoke trailing behind him. And yes, it is environmentally friendly smoke that he uses during the displays. Tumbling on the top there. Now during the display, Rich will be looking at his position over the display area, making sure he's the appropriate distance from the crowd. He will be looking at the wind, checking the temperature of the engine and the oil, meanwhile making sure he's at the right point on his routine. How is the aircraft behaving? How is he feeling? And is he on schedule? So much to think about. These aerobatic pilots are very talented. A lovely little side slip there with the smoke trailing. He's pointing out towards the wind farm, and there he is, pausing momentarily, not even moving. I mean, Ian, what do you think about that?
That's amazing. He's just like hovering in the sky. It's incredible to see this biplane just hover, almost like a helicopter would.
And there he was, just gently sliding down, a tail slide down slowly, and then pulling away. You'll notice, Ian, that in times in the display, there's moments like this where he just kind of gathers himself, resettles the aircraft before pulling into another high-energy maneuver. One of the talents of aerobatic routines is the on-off aerobatic aerobatics, one moment going super slowly or not even moving, and the next minute high-speed twirling.
Climbing high into the sky, turning as he goes, and now down again. That smoke, that environmentally friendly smoke trailing out the back. Smoke is now off as Rich now makes his way along the seafront from left to right, giving us a nice view of the undercarriage.
Now, this is based on a pit special aircraft, but the standard pit gear has been removed and the engine mount modified to take the titanium sprung gear legs, and then there's a new shape and carbon cowling to reduce weight and profile drag. It's a modified rudder design which gives it a better look and more powerful yaw control, which basically means where you can move the aircraft side to side. It has new rings, as I mentioned, and an absolutely amazing roll rate. Now, ordinarily, this aircraft is fitted with two ATM Lynx jet turbine engines, powering up to 700 pounds of thrust, but at the moment those engines are away in Holland for maintenance, so today Rich is flying just with the 8.5-litre Lycoming engine.
But he's doing just as good a job with that, isn't he? Flying, inverted now. Yes, it's a little bit of upside down flying.
Now, of course, when you're flying upside down, the controls are literally backwards. So if you want to pull up, you have to push down. If you want to go down, you have to pull up. So you literally need to wire your brain backwards to be able to perform the manoeuvres. And there he is, climbing up, gaining speed, pulling up into a loop, diving down towards the sea, just above the Coast Guard there, smoke trailing. And another knife edge pass, and twirling at the top.
It really is a fantastic sight. Bit of sun now breaking through the clouds, a little bit of blue coming, glinting on those wings. Actually, I mentioned this yesterday, the colour of this Pitts aircraft is sky blue, it's bright blue, and yesterday when he arrived, the clouds parted and we saw some blue, and it's happened again today. We met Rich yesterday on BBC Essex, and you know, he's a fit chap. You really have to be, Sam, don't you? I mean, people might think you're just sitting in an aircraft with the controls, but the physical toll on your body to do this is incredible.
It is, and peak physical fitness is absolute priority for aerobatic pilots if they're to actually be comfortable and capable of flying these high-energy manoeuvres. And in fact, both yesterday and today, Rich went for a morning run with the Firebirds pilots, and they went for like a 45-minute run before breakfast.
And then decimated the breakfast buffet, apparently.
Yeah, I think they went for thirds. Now, the Pitts is known around the world as a Pitt Special's revolutionary design, popular in aerobatic competitions. They fly recreationally and for air displays, but the origins of the aircraft date back to the 1940s when Curtis Pitts in the USA designed the original aircraft, which took to the skies in 1944. This aircraft is the legacy of that type, albeit a modernised variant that's produced today. But it's true testament to Curtis's design and work that 80 years on, the Pitt Special is still flying. Now, the second ever Pitts that was built was an aircraft that was owned by a famous pilot called Betty Skelton. She's one of my aviation heroes. Now, she bought the second Pitts Special, and she called it the Little Stinker. And she would go and fly at air shows and do a clever little trick where she got a member of the public to hold a pole up and another member of her team hold the other pole with a ribbon across. She would fly inverted upside down and cut the ribbon with the wings of the aeroplane.
Fabulous. Actually, talking about women in aviation, it's sad that we couldn't couldn't have Melanie Asdale with us at Clacton this year. She was very much hoping to be here. We'll see her in the programme, which they are still available, £6 from the seafront sellers. And unfortunately, Melanie can't be here because of a little problem with the aircraft. But Melanie is a world champion, a French aviation aerobatic champion, and has been involved with the Red Bull Air Race, which is unusual for a woman, it has to be said, Sam.
She's the first and only woman to have flown on the Red Bull Air Race. She's also not just the French aerobatic champion, but I believe she's the current British aerobatic champion as well.
But it's good to mention her, and hopefully we'll see her at future Clacton Airshows. Well, that was absolutely epic. I think Rich is just banking round now. I can just see him now to my right. He's coming past us on the seafront. He's just dipped his left wing down, so we're getting a view of the top side this time.
So it's another knife edge pass. Look at that absolute precision as he holds the aircraft on a 45-degree angle, smoke trailing from behind. That 8.5 litre Lycoming engine thrusting past us. Now, Rich is a ex-RAF Tornado pilot and a retired commercial airline pilot. He used to fly Boeing 767s, so he may have flown you on your holidays at some stage. He's been flying aerobatics for more than 30 years. He's also flown the Hawk in advanced flying training, but the buzz and thrill of spinning an aircraft around the sky has never left him, and he absolutely adores flying aerobatics.
I'm not sure how I'd feel if I was strapped in, ready to go off to, you know, Alicante or something, and I heard the announcement, your pilot is Rich Goodwin. I'd obviously be reassured in some ways, but I'd be a little nervous as well.
I think you're in very capable hands.
No funny stuff. No funny stuff on the 737s.
Now, Rich has already performed at 20 air shows so far this year. He's been performing in the UK and France. Now, after this show, he'll be going over to the Channel Islands, back to France, and more shows in the UK, performing at air shows and private events. So if you're looking for something a bit different, perhaps for a special occasion, maybe a wedding, Rich is available.
And as he heads off back to Clacton Aero Club, where he's going to be landing